So I have to talk like this?
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Okay. Okay, that's fine by me. Okay, so welcome everyone. I am Haley Flores. I am stepping in for Sophia today. Unfortunately, she can't come. She unexpectedly lost her grandfather last week, and so keep her in your thoughts, and if you're the praying kind, keep her in your prayers. But anywho, we have a pretty light agenda today. We are going to have Jermaine Johnson speak over Zoom, which West has got all set up, which is very cool. But until he comes on at 6:45, we'll just go over some updates. The first one is the chair's updates. Do you want to go ahead and do yours?
Can I go at the end? I just want to make sure for like Zoom and everything and switch it up.
I got you. Okay, well, I will go ahead and do my updates, which will include the first chair and then also the advocacy committee. As far as updates for leadership, there's no real updates right now, but leadership is currently looking to make sure our roles are well defined within leadership, so that way we're ready to organize and use our collective power effectively. And then for the advocacy committee, we have 2 protests coming up. The first one, or actually 3, we just had one posted in the chat. The first one is on 2/16. That is from 1 to 3. We will be tabling there, and after this, I'll send out a Excel sign-up sheet with some time slots and stuff like that if people want to help us table. We also have there's an ice out protest that's happening on 2/19.
At 12 o'clock.
It's
At 12 o'clock.
At 12 o'clock. Okay, yeah. So you may not be able to make it. I don't know. But it's kind of an emergency one because ICE is opening an office on Main Street, which is really unfortunate. And then
Oh, sorry, at what time?
at 12 o'clock.
At noon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mountain time. Next Saturday.
No, Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
Why time?
So I'm assuming that's going to start at the State House and then potentially move down Main Street, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So definitely check the chat. I think that someone has more information than I do on it. We good to go? And the third protest is going to be March 28th. The time for that and all of the details is kind of to be determined, but we will be tabling at that one as well. So when the time comes, we'll give more information and also have a sign-up sheet for that too. Let's see. Also, on 2/24, Planned Parenthood and their community partners are hosting a reproductive health advocacy day at the State House. That's going to happen from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. You can sign up using the link on the Planned Parenthood Votes South Atlantic link tree, but also if you want to come and see me after, I have the link so I can give it to you. Also, there is a really cool workshop that I read about yesterday. The AFA Action, in collaboration with the Ford and Ford Group, will be hosting an in-person and also a virtual Advocacy 101 Power Mapping workshop. The workshop will cover understanding advocacy in South Carolina's unique political climate, what power mapping is, and how you can use this tool in advocacy, and how to use your connections to enact real change in your community. The workshop will be held on February 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you're interested in attending virtually or in person, you can register by going to their link tree on their Instagram, and also I have the link if you want to come and talk to me after this. The in-person one is going to happen in Charleston, so if you don't want to make that drive, I suggest doing it virtually, but if you want to make that drive, that's cool too. And then lastly, I just want to say that if anyone has any organizations or initiatives or any policies that they really want our organization to get behind and they believe that it aligns with our mission and our goals, definitely recommend it to anyone in leadership, and we will work with you to make sure that we're doing the things that you want to, that you're passionate about. Um, so you want to wait to the very end?
Yeah, did you want to shout out the new chat we're switching over to? I didn't run into this meeting, but
Oh, yeah. I think you guys have probably seen it in the Signal chat, but we're going to be kind of consolidating a little bit and having only active members in our active members chat. And so Sophia posted a message asking people to do the whole liking and things like that. And so I think it'll probably be another like week or so, and then we're trying to do that transition. So you'll probably see some things moving around in the Signal chat, but if you wanted to be added to all of the things, you will be added to all of the things. And I think that that is it for the updates for me. I guess we can go ahead and move on to the committee chairs. Or Tim, do you want to give an update for finance?
Yeah, this is a small one. Y'all see me? Y'all hear me?
make sure you're to the side of the mic.
How's this?
There you go. Perfect.
All right. Good evening. I know I look tired because I am, so bear with me on that. We are still cobbling together the finances right now, but I do know that the former chair and I will be switching off over the course of the next couple of days, hopefully. But I am going to do some updating as far as keeping track. Other than monthly reports, I'm going to try and do like a portfolio per quarter. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, we're going to move all that, get all that situated, and but everything's still above water. The only thing I'm going to do differently once I talk to leadership is, aside from monthly reports, will be to create basically a portfolio and smaller budget, quarterly budget, to keep up with the fiscal calendar. So we're already in the middle of Q1, so I might do something half-assed on that one, but Q2, 3, and 4, I will try and cobble together what we can spend, can't spend, and all that good stuff. I'll probably do a call at some point and try and cobble together the finance committee and see what we can do on that recommendation, so stay tuned on that front. And I also have to cobble together a way of trying to keep track of more spontaneous events that come up, because I'm not gonna lie, I did not know that Biden and Harris were gonna be coming over the next few months. So that's gonna be buck wild, and I would like to get some of us in that door, as well as should they be able to grace this great building with their presence, do something for them.
We're going to talk about that too.
Thank
I like
you.
that idea.
So, aside from that, the only thing personally I would say is that I am rough drafting my initiative for the urbanist bills, because there's one that dropped for reforming SCDOT, because we all love the Department of Transportation and the work they have done. I mean that so sarcastically. But, yes, the only thing personally is that after tonight, even though I will have my Signal chat on, don't call me, because I will be in New York. So, that is it.
Hang on. The actual amount. Sorry, the actual amounts in the accounts.
Oh, I am so sorry, Austin. Checking is at $1,158.17, and savings at $1,463.60. And like I said, I'll try and do what I did last year and try and find a common goal to get there. But like I said, I want to try and do a monthly thing and then a quarterly report on each of those. But until then, after tonight, I mean, y'all can hit me up on Signal until Saturday morning, but don't bother me until Tuesday. I'll be in New York. Thank you.
So I think now we're getting ready to have Jermaine come on. And so I believe that he will be doing a quick little spiel and then giving you guys the opportunity to ask questions. If you want to ask a question, you have to come up here, unfortunately, because you have to use this mic.
Can I get a little... Sorry, I might be able to get a little nasty with it.
Please don't get nasty with it.
Wait, we're able to
it's me. Cool. Okay.
This was a lot of work to do, everybody.
And
A
live
lot
in
more than you might
color.
think.
Can a white boy get Yoda with the sauce?
Okay, so if we click over,
No, they cannot.
we should see when
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
he in.
Yep. Turn around. That's
Oh
it.
man. Jermaine is former. Well, I still we claim him to be our member still. He'll tell you about that too. But he's been a member for a while. But he turned 40 obviously last year. So young man. We still keep him in our midst.
Yes.
Young man.
Hey, Jermaine.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
Okay. Can you hear us?
We're just gonna get the audio all worked out, and then we'll give you a chance to give your speech or your spiel to us, and then I think some people in the audience have some questions for you.
I want all the questions y'all can give me.
All right,
Yeah.
we're getting the audio.
I'm getting the audio fixed. Don't worry. All right, Jermaine, would you mind saying just a couple words?
What do you want me to say?
Oh, that is it. That is all we need. Thank you. Okay, you're good to go.
All right, all right. Well, good evening, everybody. Glad to step out of this dinner that I'm having right now with the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated over here at Brooklyn Baptist. But I want to step outside to talk to my home chapter of the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands. Where I will be a lifelong member, with what we're doing. I have recently aged out when I turned 40, but everybody knows that I'm still a member of the Central Midlands chapter of the Young Democrats. Y'all, you've been seeing that I've been traveling around this state, fighting on behalf of all of us for a good while now. You've seen that I'm in the House here, been fighting and doing some things. And I've been traveling the state even before I had announced that I was going to be running for governor to really talk to the people on the ground here in South Carolina. We're seeing a lot of messes happening right now. And what you all know, you see it in other states, you see it all over the place. Don't think because it's happening in Minnesota that it can't just happen here also in South Carolina. You see that they just have this new office opening up for ICE right here on Main Street down here in Columbia. So don't think that it's not possible that it's going to be possibly coming here. Also understand that y'all have heard me talk about this many times before. You heard me talk about it during the State of the State address. Is the fact that they have a supermajority in the House, they have a supermajority in the Senate. They control every single every single statewide office, minus Congressman Clyburn in terms of Congress. Y'all, they have all the power in the world, but we need to stick together on this race. This is a time where we know that the America knows that the change can happen right now. That's the reason why the national Dems are getting involved with the race down there in the congressional district one, because they know we have the numbers. I had a talk with Andy Bashir myself. The DGA is going to be getting involved here in South Carolina also with me to help me out in this race as well. So the national Dems, they know that South Carolina for the first time is in play to be flipped. They know it's here. But that is something for us to be excited about. They actually invited me to come back down to. So I spoke with them in December in Arizona with the DGA. They invited me out there to meet with all of them as well as the governors, and they have just invited me back to come out to Florida next month to go meet with them, all the governors, all the and a very select few Democratic gubernatorial candidates that they believe can actually win the races. And I'm one of the people that they've invited to Florida to come talk to them and their donors, because they know we can do it here in South Carolina. But I'm gonna be honest with you all. Everybody outside of South Carolina believes that we can win and we will win in South Carolina. We have the problem inside of South Carolina of us not believing in ourselves and us not believing that we can win in South Carolina. And that's what I'm trying to do and trying to get everybody to understand is we have to stay together, because the rest of the United States, they are watching us. They are watching South Carolina right now. Everywhere I went when I was in Arizona out there, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're the Jermaine Johnson. Like you're the one that we're that Andy was just talking about. You're the one that we've been talking about." And I'm like, man, like people are talking about us outside of South Carolina. So get rid of that dismal feeling that I know a lot of y'all have had in the past. Get rid of that feeling of doubt. Get rid of that stuff because if the rest of the country believes that we can win, why don't we believe that we can win? Why don't we believe that we deserve better? Why don't we believe that we can do more? Why don't we believe that? And it is time for us to believe. It is time for us to do what we have to do to make sure we can flip this state blue because it is our time right now. 2026 is our opportunity. Don't let the noise distract you. We know we've got another person in this, quote unquote primary that's running around the state trying to throw money at anybody and everywhere that anybody will listen to him or try to do whatever. He's trying to throw shots. He's trying to call the Democratic Party corrupt. He's trying to call me corrupt. He's calling anybody and everybody corrupt right now so that somebody will lend him a listening ear. Ignore the noise, ignore those distractions because we have a state that we absolutely can flip and we don't need anybody jumping in between this because we're on a mission to make life better for everybody. So at this point, listen, I will take any questions from any of y'all. Ask me whatever hard questions y'all got, and I'm all ears.
Yeah, go ahead. We got someone coming up.
All right. All right. Sup, Jermaine? Zane Rosser, third vice chair of Lexington County.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
yeah. So my question kind of is when you're hitting Lexington County because we got some candidates who are running and I'm thinking about doing some joint town halls. You know.
Yeah. Well, listen, y'all let me know when I can come. Me and my campaign manager, we're trying to set up town halls in each of the 7 congressional districts now. I think we've got like 4 or 5 of them already on the schedule, and we're gonna be putting out a graphic with all the dates and locations of all these different events and things that I'm gonna be at. So let's set something up, man. Lexington County is prime. Yeah, I'm telling you, Lexington County is prime for a good flip in there, and we have a lot of people in Lexington County that are essentially just afraid to say that they're Democrats. But if we get enough of us to come out and show that, hey, it's okay to be a Democrat in 2026, I think they'll come on out with us. So if you don't have my campaign manager information, I'll get it to you. We can get something scheduled.
All right. All right. Actually, I think I got called yesterday from one of your campaign teams, and I also floated the idea to them as well. So
Yep.
yeah, and I'm thinking because it's a joint town hall, we get more people coming in, more exposure to the Democrats. You know, just kind of build up and show that
Okay,
we
listen.
actually do got numbers in South Carolina.
Yes, sir. I'm with whatever y'all with whatever y'all schedule.
All right. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Heck yeah. You got a question?
All right. Hey, Jermaine, it's Austin. How are you?
Awesome. What's up, man?
Hey. Okay. So I do have a question. Is that it's probably more policy oriented, honestly. As you know, in North Carolina, uh, Governor Stein is having to fight his legislature because they've ripped a bunch of powers from they've ripped a bunch of powers from him as a response to him winning his gubernatorial election. Have you thought about how we how how you would fight that here if the General Assembly decided, okay, we're just going to okay, Jermaine just became governor now, we're just gonna pull a bunch of his powers.
Yes. Thank you for that question. And I have absolutely have thought about that because that will more than likely happen. We just passed something today where they're going to give the selection of like the judges in the JMSC to the power of the governor. So you best believe that we brought that up today that hey, well, what y'all going to do when Jermaine becomes governor next year? And they were like, well, we'll probably just reverse it. Right. So that came up. That was part of the conversation absolutely today. But the thing that most people aren't realizing is that we have power in South Carolina, in that General Assembly. We have power. We're just not using it. Right. So, and we're not strategizing with it. And this is something I've called for many times before is to force a roll call vote on every single piece of legislation that comes through there. you only need nine people, right? You need 9 people. So it could be 9 Democrats, 9 Republicans, or a mixture of the two, right? So in order for me to push some things through or to force them to do things, all I need is non-committed Democrat soldiers standing with me. If I can get those non-committed Democrat soldiers standing with me, which I believe I do have, is they can force a roll call vote on every single piece of legislation that comes across the desk there in the House of Representatives. And when they do that, they will essentially can essentially put amendments on every single bill that comes in there, and they can strategically gridlock government by doing this. And even if they invoke something called cloture, when they invoke cloture, it only gives you 3 minutes to talk per amendment that you put up there. Well, if I put 1,000 amendments up there on that desk on any piece of legislation, that is 3 minutes times 1,000. That's 3,000 minutes, and they can't get through not one bill. They won't be able to get through the next bill or any bill like that, and they will be forced to have to listen to us so that we will absolutely, so that we will have to sit down. And they are not going to change all these rules and things like that because it's not going to work out in their favor because it'll work against them as well. So with that being said, I absolutely have a plan for it. I've got a strategy for it, and it just takes me and 9 individuals to force them to pass some of these bills.
Hey, Jermaine, it's West. How are you?
What's going on, man?
Hey, not much. Quick question for you. You are clearly one of the most inspired and motivated people I think we ever talk with here. Big question for you. What keeps you continually motivated throughout this campaign season?
Oh my God. First of all, thanks so much for that question right there. Listen, y'all, I get my head beat every single day, every single day. But I tell you one thing, I do believe in God. And every time I get bogged down and I'm like, man, is this worth it? Is it, I will meet some 94-year-old woman, or some young kid, or, or somebody or I'll go to somebody's church and it'll be like a word that's specifically tailored for me or something like that. It's always something that just comes out of nowhere that gives me the energy to get back and say, these are the people I'm fighting for. These are the ones that this is what I'm doing this for. This is what I'm doing. Because I tell you, I felt it last week. I was like, man, I'm so tired of this mess. And I met an 84-year-old black woman who was like, Jermaine, you have no idea how proud you make me to see you doing this, to be standing up here doing that. And then right after that, I met a little 13-year-old kid who was like I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to do this type of stuff. So when it's meeting those individuals who continues to give me the energy to keep going forward, that's the only place I can find it. Because if I didn't have those types of situations showing up, I promise you, I probably would have dropped out a long time ago, man. But people keep showing up and showing me the love. They show me the saying that I matter, that I represent much more than just this run, that I represent something that they prayed for 56 years.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Great answer.
No, thank you. Appreciate you.
Maybe 2 more questions and then oh, mine's. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Hi, Jermaine. Christine Snuffer. I just wanted to ask, I know with your campaign you're going to be going all over South Carolina. Where are some places we can expect to be seeing you in the coming months?
Oh Lord! So I'm gonna be in Charleston from Wednesday to Saturday of next week. I'm on a candidate forum. I think it's me, Pamela Evitt, and like one of the other ones. I can't remember which one it is. We're on a candidate forum on Wednesday down there. But I'll be there, and then I've got some more stuff coming up in North Charleston. I'm going back to Horry County again. I got a town hall coming up in Spartanburg. I'm gonna be in Orangeburg, so it's a good bit of place. We have a whole events calendar. We're actually gonna be releasing a graphic with all those dates and locations that I'll be at. That'll be coming out within like the next week.
And then one last question. I had somebody in our chat that was asking, what PACs or special interests donate to your campaign? Not trying to be hostile. The gubernatorial candidates are egregious in this sense, just wanting to know.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't have any PACs right now. I'm trying to get some. So,
You heard him, Tyler.
yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying to get some, man. Yeah.
Jermaine, it's Zion. We recently spoke,
Hey.
and
Mm-hmm.
my question for you is, I actually got a question couple, but it's a big one. What made you want to run for governor? What vision do you have for South Carolina and the relations to other states?
Yes. Well, thank you for that one. So, what made me want to run for governor is the people who reached out to me after I gave the diversity, equity, and inclusion speech. It was so many people, not only in South Carolina, not only in America, but people all across the world began reaching out to me saying, "Thank you for standing up. Thank you for speaking truth to power. Thank you for being honest." And even after that speech, I was walking around the State House grounds and I would see kids out there, like young, like 19, 20-year-old college kids, and they would come up to me and just randomly say, "Thank you. Just thank you for speaking out. Thank you for speaking up for us and fighting for us." And I realized after all those people coming to me saying that they needed more representation. They needed somebody who was going to fight for them. They needed somebody who was going to represent them. And, we haven't had an African American nominee for governor since 1990. So individuals who are feeling, just not a part of the process because they haven't seen anybody that looks like them, but they also don't realize that they can absolutely do the same thing that I'm doing. So it's for inspiration, for motivation, for other individuals to know that they can do some of these things. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to fight for the people of South Carolina to make sure nobody has to go through what I went through, that we can do something different. Now, my vision for this state is that we get rid of fighting about the social issues every single day, and we actually do the work of the people. So I want to get us out of that bottom tier of everything we should be top of, and out of that top tier of everything we should be at the bottom of. We absolutely must pass a hate crimes bill. We absolutely have to. We absolutely have to pass. We have to establish a minimum wage. We don't even have a minimum wage in South Carolina. So I want to make sure we at least have a minimum wage so we can raise the minimum wage. I want to make sure that our infrastructure is doing better, because we talk all the time about how South Carolina is the fastest growing state in the country, but also what somebody is not talking about is we're also the fastest state with losing population. So that many people who are moving in, that's the amount of people is moving out, right? So I think we're like the ninth worst state to raise a family in. Our homicide rate is through the roof. So I want to do preventative measures. I want to do mental health investments. And I want to make sure that individuals have a better quality of life with affordability. I want to put some rent caps. I want to make sure that individuals could just have a better quality of life and stop dealing with the mess of every time we go to the State House, they just want to further restrict women's reproductive rights. They want to further restrict with the diversity, equity, inclusion stuff. They want to create some other boogeyman of CRT or all these different things that they want to do. They want to talk about the gun rights again. Let's get away from that stuff and let's make your lives better.
Well, Jermaine, I think that we are going to let you get back to it. We really appreciate you coming on and speaking with us, and definitely let everybody know how if they want to, how they can help out with your campaign. I know you have an email list and stuff like that for volunteers, so definitely shoot it into the chat, and we'll make sure it gets to everybody.
Is Jeremy in there?
Yes.
Well, listen, if y'all want to get involved in my campaign, you talk to Jeremy. Jeremy right there. Jeremy is a part of my campaign. He knows that. So, Jeremy, do your job, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, you got it. You got a good man here for you then.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate y'all. If y'all ever need something, reach out to me. Come see me at the State House.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and give yours?
I should.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Austin Jackson, Secretary for YDofCM. There are a few updates. At our next meeting, I know at our last meeting we did postpone some votes on bylaws amendments. I do expect us to actually be ready to debate them once we have actual language to debate next in 2 weeks. We were just at we just held a very successful Super Bowl party. Thanks to Michael Layer who offered his house. Also to everyone who came and brought food, which is a lot of people. So thank you all for joining us. We may do this again for the first group stage game for the first U.S. group stage game for the World Cup once that happens in June. Please stay tuned. But
You may want to tell them about February 21st.
Without any of the state officers here, I will remind you all that on February 21st at high noon there will be a statewide general meeting. This is not to be confused with a state convention, where our state convention is going to be further down the road. Trayvon has asked for a statewide general meeting so that everyone in YDSC can get updated on what they're doing and how we plan on moving in 2026.
And you also need to know that February 21st is also.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And
it's also going to be.
And I will.
Start from the beginning, actually.
February 21st is also the executive committee meeting for SEDP. We just found that out. It's at 1 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they did that. Yeah. So also that's happening as well. So that's kind of close, 12 and 1. So I know that Trayvon said that it's not going to be long, but we still are going to have that executive committee meeting, so that it's like for SEDP, all the county's executive committee people, they'll get to vote on things, and you'll get to learn about the process of voting on certain things and hearing about what's happening with SEDP and the election and et cetera. So if you would like to join us on the 21st, you can join us. It's going to be at the law school on Senate Street, and that's somewhere where you'll get to learn about the different things happening with SEDP. I'm also an executive committee person, so I'm one of the youngest. So yeah, you get to learn.
So I think there are 4 executive committee members under the age of 50, and 3 of them are YDCM members.
Yep.
So I would also be super remiss if I did not recognize Black History Month from here. As you know, we do have an extensive Black history from our founder Marcurius Byrd through several leaders like Bree Spalding, Mackenzie Watson. I'd say Jeremy, who had also been first vice chair of YDSC.
Chair of this organization.
Yeah, chair of YDCM, and also a lot of people here today because it's not just about where we've gone. It's also about where we're going. So I want to say thank you all, and I yield my time.
Christine, do you want to come up and do you have some updates for membership? And then I think that's all the updates.
Hi, again, my name's Christine. Just a few little things that we're looking at going forward. One thing that we're discussing is getting a monthly budget for our membership committee so that going forward, we'll be able to look at having a set budget for events so that we don't have to request like, hey, can we have this amount of money? We can just say, hey, we have this amount of money per month to spend. That was something that was discussed at our last leadership meeting that Tim was not in attendance of and that he will be informed of post haste. So Tim, you've been informed post haste. Love that for you. We do have a couple events coming forward that I'm really blanking on right now. I'm looking at doing a crochet event, a knit event going forward to make some anti-ice hats. There are patterns available online. I'm looking at a registration/pattern cost so that we can fundraise a little bit for YDCM and also donate some money for Minneapolis. So that's something that we're looking at going forward. We're also looking at maybe doing a couple little fun documentary nights. We'll talk about that as we actually plan dates on those. Then we're also looking at, until Can You Pleaser is eliminated from Drag Race, we will be unofficially going to the Hoot to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, so please feel free to join us Friday nights at 8 o'clock. This Friday, the Hoot is not open, so we will be having it at Michael Layer's wonderful home. Once again, thank you, Michael. So if any of you need that, we will put that information in the chat or reach out to Michael Layer or somebody in membership so that we can get that information to you. Thank y'all so much.
All right, hey everybody, I'm West. I am one of your vice chairs here. I just have a couple quick updates. First of which was supposed to launch tonight, but didn't because my partner in crime, Emma, is not here. But we are opening up, or we're going to start doing new member packets. There are a couple new faces here, a couple old faces. Many of you probably heard a shitload of acronyms that you might not know, or programs, or things you might have not be familiar with. I know I find out something new every single day. We're trying to get that information in a nice, handy-dandy, nifty little packet for new people to take with them so they know what we're talking about, as well as for the rest of us to put together all the acronyms and things to find out what the hell we're talking about. Next couple things, we don't have much in the way of announcements. One initiative that I am trying to get started is to have a resolution to bring to the YDSC, that is the Young Democrats of South Carolina, committee or conference this summer that we will pass, that we will write together as the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, to have something to present, to show them, and hopefully get past. What I'm currently noodling on is something denouncing generative AI. I think that could be really cool, non-controversial, because generative AI is bad, especially with the new data centers coming to South Carolina. I think it's very topical too. Not a ton else. There was something I was going to bring up, and it completely slipped my mind. Next policy meeting will be scheduled by the head of policy, that is Emma Connell, who is not here tonight, but my guess is going to be next week. There was something I mentioned as an aside earlier that I was going to talk about. Your thing. Yes, that's what it was. I'm going to mention it. You can come up here and stand with me, but I will be taking the words. So our very own beautiful Tim Brown did notice that Kamala Harris is coming to South Carolina. And so he had an initiative that I would like to have a brief discussion on with the body where people can share their thoughts, very brief as I was just threatened, to extend an invitation to her to come here after her talk, to have like an impromptu pizza party. It would be completely free for all active or non-active members to come by, see her. And if not here, it could be at a secondary location if there are issues with that, and that part can be ironed out. But this was Tim's idea. He is going to discuss it. Personally, I think it's a beautiful idea. I think it's great because I think us young people really should be able to reach out to these higher-ups, talk to them, learn from them, and become better.
So like he said, because she did try to do one earlier this year and I guess scheduled conflicts and whatnot got postponed, but now she is up to coming to the township in April 16th. And I mean, there are still some seats out there. If you want to go to the event itself, I think the prices range between $50 to about like $180 if you want to get up close and personal, me, I might splurge on that, but whatever. Yeah, my idea was, if you're coming, if we can somehow make this work with SCDP and RCDP to, the Democrats are united, sir. If we can find a way to rope her into coming and maybe get a little guest appearance from Representative Johnson to come through. Not kill two birds with one stone.
We do not endorse any candidate as YDCM.
It's not. It's a shindig. It's a hootenanny.
All right. Does anybody have anything that they would like to input for this?
Yes.
Are you doing that?
Wait, just one more thing though, because while that is a priority, and it's down the road because we got time to get all this cobbled together.
No. We're specifically discussing this right now.
No, I'm talking about the other thing that came up.
If it is not about the pizza party with Kamala Harris, that is what we're discussing right now.
Okay, then let's do that and then go to the other one.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know the logistics of how easy this would be to happen, especially if it's like a later talk. It's possible that like a late after thing at SCDP is likely not going to happen, and there may even be like a already something like this happening before, and so I would imagine they would say, hey, go to this paid event where she's already going to be at, rather than doing in a separate one entirely. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't thought if I can respond.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a fair point. Obviously, they can tell us no for myriad of reasons, right? My thought is the merit of asking is very important. So I like the idea of having us, our organization, getting to host a former presidential candidate, former vice president. I think that is a beautiful opportunity for us. And I think it could just be fantastic. I also like the idea of free food, which is what the idea was initially pitched as too. So I like that. I do think it is highly likely that when we extend this offer, are there going to be logistical hurdles? Yes. Every single time we plan something goes wrong, and we overcome it, and that's how we do. Are we going to get told no? Also, probably yes. We are probably going to get told no. I do think there's a merit in asking the question.
Let me catch the OG up to speed over here. We were discussing Kamala's talk in April and about possibly extending a little invite to come over here after her talk to, and if you have any ideas on how.
I agree with Wes. It is good to ask.
Oh, it's crazy that we're saying that. We're not saying it into the mic. If we wanted to speak.
Oh, okay. You want me to go up there?
Yes, that is what that means.
And then after this very good commentary, we should probably keep going.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just got here, so sorry if I missed all of this, and I missed what Michael said. Yes, it's good to ask. I would just say usually at that level with a vice president, there's security issues, and you usually have to pay those security things yourselves. So that is hundreds of thousands of dollars at times. So if it's not like a partnership with SCDP, that is a thing to consider.
Very good input.
So, like I said, this is going to be a complicated thing. We're going to try and do something on that. The only other thing I'm going to say is that the closer priority is that President Biden is coming in about 17 days, and he will be in town. I'm not trying to do something like that. I'm just saying if you got a chance to go and see President Biden in town, go ahead and go. That's $125 a pop, but it'll be worth it. So, yeah.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Last piece of business, then I'll turn it back over to Haley, who I know is trying to rush this. We do have a D&D one-shot that we will be hosting here soon for anybody interested. My goal is targeting the end of March, beginning of April. For that, if you are interested, come find me after the meeting. I will go over the basic details. I'm still working on a total head count. I think right now we have 8 people signed up, which means there'll probably be 2 people running games. If there are more signing up, we'll probably expand that to 3 people running games who will be voluntold to do it. So, thank you.
Thank you, Wes. I probably will not be coming to your D&D night. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No,
It's fine.
okay.
It's fine.
Already done.
Okay. Let me see. We already went over the signal chat update for old business. We also, it was also mentioned at that last meeting we did talk about bylaws and business, but it appears that we have more to discuss this upcoming meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm
It's okay. It's fine. It's just for me.
I believe my voice does carry. So basically, what's happening here is that I think at the last meeting we did slow down
Okay.
votes that were going to happen, but I think
Okay.
are going to happen next meeting.
Okay, yeah, so last time we talked a bit of business, and next time we also will probably be talking a bit of business. So if you're not into that, that's totally understandable. But if you are into that, then you should come, because a lot of other nerds will be there to do that too. Our next meeting is going to be, our second meeting for February is going to be the 25th. And I'm not sure where that is going to be yet. I think it's either probably going to be here or the British Bulldog. That typically is our alternating locations. I'm going to go ahead and move on to new business, and I'm going to wait on the important dates because there are a lot of important dates coming up in January, and I think that I'm going to really quickly run through them and then just send them in the chat so you guys actually have a physical copy of it. But one thing that we wanted to bring up is the county conventions. Richland County is going to be having a convention on March 7th. Orangeburg and Fairfield counties are going to be on March 19th, and Lexington County is going to be on March 21st. For the most part, I believe all of these conventions, they set up registration through Mobilize. And so you can get more information on those different conventions. If you don't know what Mobilize is, or if you don't know how to use it to find those conventions, come and talk to somebody in leadership. We can help you do it. And then, so I think some of the important dates, yes.
Can you encourage everybody to run to be a delegate to the SCDP convention if they go to that convention?
Yeah, if you go to the SCDP convention, you should run to be a delegate because we need them. Good? Cool. Very cool. Yes.
Has it, maybe I missed it, what was the date of the state convention? Or
Not state, just Richland County.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are y'all going before the state, is it state house? The House of Representatives?
What do you?
No.
He's talking about the state Democratic Party.
No, the one where the ICE, where we lobby
Oh,
about.
the
Oh, yes. That is going to be on March 19th. I am not sure if that's going to be in front of the State House. I'm assuming they're going to start in front of the State House, but yes.
February 19th?
What did I say? I'm sorry.
No,
Yes.
I thought
Because
we
we're
were
going to
only
March
going
on the
before
19th.
the actual,
I like it.
the
Good recovery.
people, not do a protest, but like go in front of the House of,
Like testify?
like,
The lobby day?
yeah.
Lobby day against the ICE bill is next Tuesday?
Correct.
Okay, maybe it's my misunderstanding.
No. I think
No, they
we
just
are
said
doing
it's
it. I don't think we planned anything for it.
Yeah, we did not have it in our thing, but that's a good thing for us too. So I'll get more information on that and add it to our list of all of the things that are happening. But a couple of ones that I wanted to point out here is tomorrow there's going to be a hearing for Bill S 162. That is going to be at 9 a.m. And it's going to be, what building is it going to be in? Do you know what building it's going to be in?
What was the bill again?
The Bill S 162.
S, it's gonna be in Gresset. If it's in, usually that's where it's starting. If it's already been passed over, then it'll be in the.
Okay, I believe it's the Gresset building. I got the room number, but not the building. It's going to be room 105.
And what is that bill pertaining to?
I honestly have no idea. I got it from her thing. Do you know what it is?
What's the number?
Yeah, that's which number.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the bill would restrict intersex and trans individuals from changing their identity documents. Yes. Yes. If you can't attend tomorrow, please call your state senator and tell them you oppose S-162 and expect them to show compassion for trans and intersex folks. If you also would like to email them, AFA Action actually has a super easy, you just fill out the form and it sends the email to your state senator. So if you go again to their Instagram, to their link tree, you can grab that. And then also if you want to just ask me about it, I can show you the link. So yeah, that is tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if you can be there in the room, that's what they're asking for. So that is a really big thing. We already discussed the protest. There also, on February 17th, there is another general training for the Midlands Defensa. That's going to be at 6:30 at the Reformation Lutheran Church. And then... it is the community-based ICE watch, basically. They can give you a little bit more information about how they go about doing all of that, but that's generally what it is.
Okay. Can I take a copy of that, whatever you're looking at?
Yes, I'm going to put it in the signal chat after this. And then I think that is all of the updates that I think are big right now, but I also will send this after. And I think that is about it. I think we need to wrap up the action items, which we just talked about. That bill tomorrow, we really want to kind of do like an all hands on deck. If you can't be there, send out your emails, do your phone calls, because that bill is really messed up. Also, there is postcard writing. I'm not sure because Carrie isn't here, but maybe I'll reach out to Carrie and see if she can give a little bit more information. But there's a postcard writing for Bill H4760, which would severely restrict the access to the two medications they use in abortion care. And so I know that was something that she wanted to discuss, but she can't be here tonight. So. But I think that is it for me. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to add? Yes. Yes.
So we're in the announcements part of it, right?
Huh?
We're in the announcements, right?
Yes.
All right. So just so that you're aware, I am, like Jermaine said, I am on the campaign. So we are having a volunteer call, which is Monday the 16th at 7 p.m. If you, like he's told you to come find me afterwards. If you want to be on that call, reach out to me after the meeting, and we can get you on that call. Because it's basically, we're going through all the motions of trying to get people in their places so that we can start hitting these streets and hitting these phone calls and everything else so that he can win the primary, and then obviously on point with everything. And then obviously, this is not an endorsement, but I'm just telling you that if you would like to. All right.
Awesome. Yes.
I just have one thing to say.
Okay.
It's been a wonderful night. So it's my pleasure to tell you that the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands do not endorse any candidate prior to the state primary practice, and that, of course, as much as we do admire the fact that Jermaine Johnson is a former member of the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, we will remind you, sorry, he is a graduated member. We will remind you there are multiple Democratic candidates in this gubernatorial race. In fact, we are currently reaching out to his contender, Mullins McLeod, to see if he would be interested in attending as well. If anyone has any questions, we're happy to also put you in touch with that campaign team, because we are beholden, thanks to a certain rule in the Young Democrats of South Carolina's Constitution, to not endorse any candidate prior to the primary season. So if anyone is interested in learning more about that fun addendum to their Constitution, please also come see me.
So yeah, if you want to volunteer, you can do it. It's cool. Did you had your hand raised?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I missed the part where you were talking about the S-126 bill.
Oh, 162. Got it.
162. Where is the hearing held?
It is going to be, what building did you? Gresset. So on those buildings that are like behind the State House, it's one of those.
Into the one right behind the State House.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. In room 105.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
And again, that is at 9 a.m. Thank you. Did anyone else have anything?
Hello, I'm Leanne. This isn't so much, I guess, an announcement as it is a consideration for especially the executive committee and chairs, especially of YDCM. As we know, of course, in today's climate, in today's world, there are things that happen that we do not expect. It is, as I am a American Red Cross certified first aid CPR AED instructor, it is a request and a possible consideration for YDCM to have their executive committee and chairs certified in first aid CPR AED. It is a request right now. I know we would have to have finances for getting the certification, and more information and ironing out details, but it is a request. As I am an instructor, it is something very near and dear to my heart. And like I said, especially in today's world with, us being able to go to protests and stuff like that, we never know what may happen. So it is something that I would like executive committee and chairs to consider. Again, not anything, but just a request that I would hope y'all consider that. So thank you.
Can you give us more information later about how to go about
Yeah,
doing all of that?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
It's awesome. Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay.
Also the minutes from January.
Oh yeah. Do you want to do that? Because I don't know how the whole thing goes.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So
This was just approving the old minutes.
yes. So my.
Can we get a thumbs up?
Or wait. Michael. So Michael, does that rise to the level of a motion?
Yes.
All right. There's a motion to approve. There's a
Yes.
There's a motion to approve the minutes by Michael. Is there a second?
Right here.
Seconded by Leanne. Seconded by Leanne because she's had her hand up for 2 minutes. Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
The ayes have it. All right.
All right. And did you put the minutes in the chat?
They were put in the chat so per a request from the last meeting, I've started putting our recent minutes in a folder that is public that all of you can now see, and I will also start putting in minutes from at least from when I first became secretary in 2024, and so everyone will have that historical background for at least since I've been in this role.
Oh, thank you. That's a lot of work. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay.
Can I launch a complaint?
No. With that, we're going to end the meeting, so everybody has some time to chit chat. And if you have not signed up on the sign up sheet, please do that, even if you are a recurring member. All right. Okay. Everyone have a good night.